Okay, Yamuna, I'm putting together your program in an even more succinct way so you can follow accordingly. So we're going to go through all what we call the sensory drills, the eyes, the vestibular system. All right, so the first one you're going to do is where you're going to stand with the pen. You're going to have the pen on the lower left side. Your head is straight ahead, lower left quadrant. You're staring at the pen, and at the same time, you're tapping your feet. And you can start out by doing that for 10 seconds and work your way up to being able to do it for 30 seconds. Okay, that's number one. The next one you're going to do is your hand. You can use your finger here. And every time you move your finger, you're going to shoot your eyes over to the left without moving your head. So I'll get close up so you can see my eyes. I have my finger here. I move my finger. Every time I move my finger, shoot over to my finger, close my eyes, come back, shoot over to my finger, close my eyes, come back, shoot over to my finger, close my eyes, come back, shoot over to the finger, close my eyes, come back. You're going to do 3 to 5 reps of those. The next one you're going to do is you're going to take a pen and you're like this. It starts here and you're going following with your eyes. Three to 5 reps of those also. Then you're going to be doing these where you're like this and you're going up left, 3 to 5 reps, 3 to 5 reps, 3 to 5 reps. However, I want you to be doing these standing. You'll start with doing them standing, but also you're going to be doing them also. Once you could do them standing and you got them down, you want to be doing them moving. So it look like this moving. Right? So when you that's a progression. Then the next one you're going to do is to the right, where you're going to go three to 5. Down right. Similarly, just like I showed you moving with the other one, you'll do the same thing when you get better. Again, you want to be doing these standing to start. And then when you get better, you master that, you're going to And the same thing going down. And the last one, no sensory. You have a ball in your hand, feet together, and you're drawing a circle, following with your eyes. And three to five, you're going to do it on both sides. Okay. Now, you know the ones for those isometrics. But on everything you're going to do now is on your right leg. Everything. So first, you're going to go, well, before we do that, this one is the one you're going to also do where you bend back and you rotate to the left and come back up. So you bend back and you rotate to the left. Come back. You only want to hold that for about a count of three seconds. So front ways, it looks like this. You bend back and you rotate to your left. And come back. Okay. That's one. Then you will move to your hip muscles. But before we get to that, I want you to do, you're going to take your right shoulder, you're going to internally rotate the right shoulder, and you're going to do circles, 5 of them in each direction, like that. And then once you're done that, you look at my foot. I'm going to turn to the side. You're going to put your foot down like that. So the goal is to move your instep to the floor, just a little movement like that. To the floor with the foot straight. So look at it like this way. It looks like this. And then you roll the foot out to the side and do the same thing, pushing the ankle bone to the floor. These you do on your left side. And just make sure you do these before you're going to do those, right? There is another way of doing these. I don't know if you have the ability to do it like that. I'll show you anyway if you have the ability. So you get down on your knees. The toes are extended. You sit back on your heels. And you roll your big toe. You roll on your big toe back and forth like this. If you're able to do that, you can do that also. So once you're done that, then you're you're going to do, so I'm using the chair because we're doing it on the left leg, these muscles. The first one is you point your toe, turn the foot in, and then you pull the foot up and turn the foot out. And make sure you press in there. All of this is the left side. You do that one first, then you move up to the quad. The quad, you either can stand like this, and then tuck your tail under, or posterior pelvic tilt, so you feel a stretch in front. And then to contract, you take the foot forward, lock the knee, and you want to pull from here, the hip, pelvis, to the knee, pulling both ends towards each other, making sure there are no soft spots in between from the hip to the knee. Now, the next one you want to do also is for the quad muscles. We have the sartorius, where you're going to go like this, and then you tuck the tail. No, you don't tuck the tail, sorry. You anterior pelvic tilt. So the front of your pelvis goes down, and you have the contractions around the sartorius. Again, make sure you check to make sure nothing is soft. And one of the things with the sartorius, let me make sure. I want to show you the what you would do. Take the sartorius, because when you're here, you're externally. You're going to internally rotate your hip, bring it to the midline, and you're going to tuck your tail. That's a stretch. From the stretch, you hold for one, and you anterior pelvic tilt. Hold 1, 2, 3, go back, internally rotate the hip, tuck the tail, and come here, anterior pelvic tilt. And you want to do that 3 times. You're holding for a count of 3 at each position. Now you're going to do the gracilis. The gracilis, the stretch, you take the foot behind, and you tuck the tail, you get the stretch, and then you bring the foot up. And with the gracilis, you kind of turn first you externally rotate the hip and tuck the tail. So that gets it. That's a stretch. Then you internally rotate, bring the hip to the midline, and anterior pelvic tilt. Bring it back, tail tuck, hip externally rotated, slightly away from the body, tuck the tail, and then you bring it up and turn, bring it to the midline, and anterior tilt. So from the side, I'm just dropping my pelvis down, and I get the contraction. Again, you check. You do that again, same thing, 3 times. And the last one is the abductor longus, which is simply bringing the foot back, no external rotation, bringing it back, slightly away from the body, tuck the tail, Get the stretch, and you bring the leg up, take it to the midline, and anterior pelvic tilt. When I say tuck the tail, it's posterior pelvic tilt. And when you contract, it's anterior pelvic tilt. So you take it back, foot straight, tuck the tail, and then bring it up, midline, and anterior pelvic tilt. Anterior pelvic tilt. Those. And the last one, I want you to do, you look at my foot, you're going to turn the foot in, rotating the hip in. That's a stretch. And then you rotate the hip out. Keeping your pelvis square. Here, in, 1, 2, 3, out, 1, 2, 3. And those are the ones you'll do on the left side. And then for the right side ones, these are the ones where you're doing the isometric holding. So, for example, you can do, and if you have to hold on, you can hold on. One of them, take the leg back, so the front leg is straight, and you bend the knee, so you're sitting back on your right hip. And you're gonna hold that position for 10 seconds, and then you relax, straighten up, and you repeat 10 seconds. And then you straighten up and relax. You'll do up to 3 to 5 reps of that. And then you're going to, then the way you can load this up a little more on the right side is go up on the ball of the foot. So when you sit back, you're on the ball of your foot. Again, if you have to hold on to keep your balance. And then you come back up 10 seconds. So you can do that holding the ball up on the ball of the foot to load it more. That's one version. Another version is shifting the leg out. So the left leg is straight. And you go up again on the ball of your foot, so you have to hold on. And you're loading up the right leg, 10-second holds. And you come back off of them. And then the last one there, you go into a forward lunge, and you go up on the ball of your foot again. So you can load up that right leg, hold it again 10 seconds, and relax. And repeat 3 to 5 times. Now, the thing with these, I would only want you to do one position per workout until the left leg is really, you start to, the pain has dissipated, then you can add more reps on the right side. The last one I want you to do, if you have a band, I'll show you with the band. You put the band onto your leg. And this one, you're going to do this on your right side also. So you put the band on your right foot. You pull the band up. So you get into a bicep curl. And you're going to hold this position so the band is pulling you down. So your bicep is contracted about 50% or so. And you hold this position like this on the right side for 1 minute. And then you relax. Now, if you don't have a band, you simply take your right arm, squeeze your bicep, about 50% effort, and squeeze it for about a minute. For 1 minute, hold it like that. And those are your exercises for you to do. Now, The first part where we did all those things with the eyes and so on, and you know, the ball and so on, those you have to do those. I want you to do those multiple times a day. And the others, those other exercises, you're only going to do those once a day until you can tolerate doing more than once a day. So you're going to work your way up to that. Now, just a little explanation about reps. How you know it's specific to you. I keep saying 3 to 5. Now, this is what you will want to do. You do 3 reps. Let's say we do 3 reps of one of these, and you test the movement, or you walk and you're feeling you're walking really good. You go again. The neck you're doing, because you do it again, and you do 4 reps, and still walking good and everything. But then when you go up and you do 5, you notice there's a negative feeling. Your leg doesn't feel the same way, and so on and so forth. That would mean your specific rep range is 4 reps of that drill. So you would only do 4 reps, right? Similarly, when you're doing your exercise, you do the hold for 10 seconds. You walk really good, 1 rep, 10 seconds. You do a hold for 10 seconds, the 2nd rep. Still great. But then when you do the 3rd rep, stuff starts to break down. That tells you 2 reps is your individual rep for that exercise. So I want you to take that use that tool to specify the specific number of reps that you're going to do with every exercise. Okay, and any questions, you can let me know.